Right now, I think Ho Chi Minh is overrated for sure because we see some of the Hong Kong developers like Hong Kong Land. They have projects in D1 in Ho Chi Minh. They are selling for like 5,000 to 6,000 per square feet. So it's actually we see it's a quite overpriced because we can already buy another apartment in Bangkok, and maybe in Hong Kong some of the old apartments you can trade around 5,000 per square foot already.
Hey everyone, Darren here. Thanks for joining Denzity Insights, where we interview experts worldwide to give you a better idea of how the real estate industry works. Experts such as real estate agents, developers, world-class investors, advisors, and more can break down any myth and misunderstanding for your own real estate exploration. Now, investing in overseas real estate is not an easy task. You have to conduct intensive research in the market from far away, working with professionals that you might not be familiar with, and you have to conduct due diligence on the property with limited resources. All those processes is very complicated, time-consuming, and very exhausting. That's why we want to cover as many markets as possible from different regions to give you a better idea on how to get started and what to be aware of. Today, we have James to share his view on the Vietnam real estate market, the tips and insights for overseas real estate investors, and what to be aware of. I hope you like the show, and I really hope that you take something out of it. Thank you.
So hey James, hey, how's it going?
I'm good.
That's good. Thanks for coming to the show. And then it'd be great if the audience know more about you. Like, would you mind tell me and the audience more about yourself and then your work?
Okay. So I'm James, and I actually run a family fund on behalf of my family, and we are, and I'm focused on investing in real estate across the globe, and we have footprint in UK, Canada, Hong Kong, as well as Vietnam right now. So my focus right now is in Vietnam due to the growth and opportunity we see, and in the past few years, I have been actively investing in UK, especially in Asia Coast. That's the subdivided house. So we have a basket of real estate in Manchester, Birmingham, as well as London. Our strategies basically is to maximize our return. So we have achieved more than 50% per annum return in the past 3 years in UK. So right now we see the opportunity is in Vietnam. So we are in the process of building our portfolio in Vietnam. And so far, in terms of yield, we have already achieved 8 to 9% per annum, just pure rental. We haven't started flipping yet, as in we haven't sell any stock yet, because we see a lot of opportunities coming up in Vietnam.
I see. Yeah, because I think we talked about before, I really want to know more about Vietnam. So I'm sure you both know, right? In the recent years, a lot of overseas investors, like even especially Asian investors, are looking into Vietnam real estate and very interested. Can you explain a bit more on why, how the trends get started?
Right. The trend actually started in 2015, July, when the Vietnam government allows foreign investors to buy real estate in residential. Basically, they allow overseas investors to buy residential projects in Vietnam. So that's where the trend started, and actually at the time where the key cities like Ho Chi Minh City, like Hanoi, they went up a lot. So during the time, actually Ho Chi Minh went up a lot. So in D1, D2, D1, D7, and that kind of area. They went up a lot. And in the past one year, due to the trade war between Hong Kong and between China and US, there's a lot of manufacturers going to Vietnam to set up industrial plants and stuff like that, and there's a strong demand for living, especially in northern Vietnam, say Hanoi and Hoi Phong and that kind of area. So that drives another wave of demand for investment in Hanoi. So and recently we are starting our seminars in Hong Kong on our Vietnam projects. We see a lot of people realize the fact that they control the COVID-19 pandemic very well in Vietnam. So they see they have they develop their confidence on investing in Vietnam as well. Yeah.
I see. Yeah, it seems like a lot of things happening obviously before and after COVID. And actually, for the audience might not understand about Vietnam, what are some cities, areas, or type of asset that overseas investors tend to be interested when it comes to Vietnam real estate?
It's basically in key cities like Ho Chi Minh or Hanoi, and some of the secondary cities. We seldom heard about it, but mostly in the core areas in Ho Chi Minh, like D1 or Hanoi, in around Westlake and Mai Ding area and stuff like that. Yes.
I see. And for those areas, it sounds kind of odd, but is there any areas that you think that is a bit overrated?
Right now, I think Ho Chi Minh is overrated for sure, because we see some of the Hong Kong developers like Hong Kong Land. They have projects in D1 in Ho Chi Minh. They are selling for like 5,000 to 6,000 per square feet. So it's actually we see it's quite overpriced, because we can already buy another apartment in Bangkok, and maybe in Hong Kong some of the whole apartments you can trade around 5,000 per square foot already. So we see the Ho Chi Minh is a bit overpriced, while other areas like Hanoi and we still see a bit of an opportunity around the area, especially because our strategy is to just invest in the key areas in the key cities. Yeah.
I see. So when it comes to investing in Vietnam, right?
Yeah.
For the investment process or the norm from different cities, countries, what's something that investors need to be aware of when it comes to that?
Actually, while we started to invest in Vietnam is because the taxation and the purchasing process is very simple. Say for example, all we need to do is to sign the offer, and we go to Vietnam and sign the formal SMP, and the taxation, we don't have any capital gain, we don't have any BSD, SSD and stuff like that. And at this stage, Vietnam government is still encouraging investors from outside Vietnam. So we don't have any taxation on the foreign investor yet. While obviously the process is very smooth. We just spend a weekend and sign the SMP, and that's really it. Yeah.
I see. So, like I heard a lot of people keep talking about it's very hard to get your money out of Vietnam after selling the real estate. Is that true? And also, what's some potential risks for overseas investors that might not be aware when it comes to investing real estate in Vietnam?
Okay, so we basically have experience on assisting our investors to get money out from Vietnam. And as long as it's properly taxed and the money is we call it clean, there's no problem for the money to get out from Vietnam. Okay. So we obviously we heard a lot about people complaining how difficult money can get out from Vietnam, but in practice, we don't see any problem with that.
I see. Okay. So and then so in my head, right? Because like for the past couple of years, like I think someone asked me about investing in Vietnam as well, and I now looking back, it's kind of missed out because there's a huge trend. As you mentioned before, there are a lot of manufacturers from China moving to Vietnam, and a whole ecosystems are popping out. So do you think that's still a relevant thing for the next couple of years? And then what do you think the outlook of the opportunity? Like what is like pieces coming together that you feel is opportunity that and reason why you should invest in Vietnam?
Okay, it's all about supply and demand, right? Because if there is a population growth where the population has a good affordability as well as they have demand for living, there is no doubt the real estate price will go up. So we already see the trend in the past 6 to 12 months in areas like Hanoi, because they situated as the capital of Vietnam, and so also in northern Vietnam, which is close by China. And they previously they are benefited by the One Belt One Road policy by China, which is the first stop outside China. So there is a lot of infrastructures coming in Hanoi. Say that metro, they have demand for manufacturers in around Hanoi, and the price is still cheap around the area. So we do forecast in the coming 2 to 3 years the real estate price in Hanoi will still have rooms to go up.
Yeah. I see. So for people who, so it's something that I'm curious, because a lot of people will be like, hey, I just want to invest in Southeast Asia, and obviously you're pro Vietnam. How would you describe, like, if you're a Hong Kong investors or any investors looking in Southeast Asia, how would you describe different part of Southeast Asia, why you should invest in there, why you shouldn't, and vice versa? Like, I just want to know like your point of view on that.
Okay, so we, as a family fund, I always being questioned why I have to always look around. So I myself always look around countries in Southeast Asia. Before I get into Vietnam, I actually study market like Thailand, like Malaysia, Taiwan, Japan. We always look into this kind of area. But the problem with other areas is either the price never go up, or they don't really have, they have already oversupply. Say, for example, we see Thailand, there's a lot of small units coming in the market, especially in Bangkok. So it's a bit of an oversupply there, and the population is quite old. Why Vietnam is especially attractive to us, because the population is young, and there's a lot of rich people, and we see the people is getting rich and richer. So obviously, if we are talking about 1,000, 2,000 per square foot in Vietnam, in a core city and a really good area, that's an opportunity right now to get into. Yes.
I see. So it sounds like you're among, obviously you do different areas, like I mentioned before, UK, Canada, and Vietnam. So it sounds like your focus is going to be mainly on Vietnam. And that's why I'm also curious too, like what's your next couple years plan for yourself, your fund? Because I want to know more about your projects coming up.
Right, because during this COVID-19 pandemic, our family fund actually learned a lesson. Especially when we are trying to invest in UK and Canada, because Canada and UK, they more more tenant protected. Say the problem we are encountered right now in UK is some of the tenants we can't receive rents from them, and due to and we have already. The government has already imposed measures that where we can't ask for outstanding. We can't ask for it. We can't sue them. We can't kick them out because of the COVID-19 pandemic. And this is only one of the problems we face in the past few months. But more importantly, we see we can't kick out tenants that already with the contract expired. So that's a huge problem for us, because we don't have any protection from the tenant, because we don't have a contract in place. So they can actually consume our unit, depreciate our products. That's not a good thing to us. And at the same time, we need to pay for mortgage. And this is something we always need to bear in mind when we are investing in a mature market like UK and Canada. When it comes to an extreme, the case is going to very extreme. We have a huge problem with our cash flow. While what we see in Vietnam, if the tenants are paying rent, we have assistance from the lawyer and the police to kick the tenant out.
Understand.
No matter how the situation is. So this is more protection to an investors like me. So this is the problem we see. This is how we compare different markets right now.
I think it's very fair. I mean, like, it doesn't sound great, but then for a fund point of view, you might have to do some kind of measure like that. So no, it's kind of interesting, because like from sometimes every landlord or every investor have different point of view, and then whatever works, right? So like, I think I have one more last question in my head. It's like, for someone who wants to let's say this, right? They want to learn more about, become like a fund, for example, you help with family funds and stuff like that. What is something that you do every single day that, no one really talk about? Because no one really talk about, it's like, hey, if I'm a professional real estate investor, like a fund, what's your daily look like? I'm just curious on that.
Okay, so I basically receive projects every week, every day, from different sources like agencies, bankers, and all that. And all I need to do is to go through that projects and make comparables. That is very important, especially when the agent told you, oh, you have like 7-8% yield, and you need to go into the area and find out, is it really the yield that they're talking about? That is very important, especially we are living in a internet era right now. It's very easy to find out whether a statement is true or not, right? So whether the developer is reputable, whether the information provided by the agent is true or not, is actually very easy to find out. So what I practiced myself in the past many years is to quickly scan through all the floor plans, all the projects very quickly, and comes out with an idea whether the project is reliable or not. That is very important. So once it's reliable, we can talk about the next day. Say we're gonna meet and we're gonna see if we're gonna try that kind of area and all that. Yes.
Yeah, because like I'm sure there's a lot of every day you'd be like, okay, like just 5 or 10 different investment comes to your table, and you'd be like, okay, it can be not what is said, it can be true or right, wrong. It's a kind of art. It takes a long time to experience. Have someone like you that every single day just practice, and out of 1,000 you look at one, right? So it's gonna be tricky. I think that like the questions, I think is pretty good. Thanks for your answers. And then
no problem.
What kind of takeaway would you let the audience know? Like, what take away from this video?
I think, like I said before, Vietnam is still, especially after the COVID-19 pandemic, we see a way more opportunity in Vietnam in the coming many months or years in Vietnam. So if obviously we have seminars, we have events every week in Hong Kong. So if there's any party interested, can come to me, and we can have a quick chat about it.
Yeah. So for the call to action, right? Like, how would people try to find more, learn more about you, or meet up with you? Like, how they find more about these events that you guys are hosting?
Oh, so every week we have seminars in North Point, L Hotel. We basically, my partner is doing the event Luffy Chill, and we just talk about right now the latest project we have is our fund have just we have set up a fund last year, and we have already purchased residential / commercial project in Hanoi, and we are trying to sell the project right now. So it's very fortunate after the COVID-19 measures has been relaxed in Hong Kong. We have received very good reaction right now. So but still we have still units available in the project. So if any interested party can come to us.
That'd be great. Okay, so I'll add everything in the show notes, and then people can find you through the links. And then I really want to say thank you for your time, because like I know it's a lot of time for you to do all that kind of stuff. So I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thanks for watching. What do you think of this episode? Please let us know in the comment below, and be sure to hit the subscribe button to keep in touch with us for upcoming videos. But before we go, I want to give a big shout out to Patina Design Lab. They're the one who help us in making our brand, art direction, as well as these videos. They are a strategic design consultancy firm to help businesses with a wide range of design services, from industrial design, branding, graphic design, art direction, content creation, and many more. They are a very talented bunch, and I urge you to check out their website for their work. That's all for today, and see you next time. Cheers.